Alright, let's dive into something that's been buzzing in the baseball world lately, the Atlanta Braves' incredible turnaround. And let me just start by saying, this isn't your typical mid-season bounce-back story. It's deeper, more strategic, and frankly, way more fascinating than most people realize. Here's the deal. The Braves just locked in their 7th straight win, and it's not just about the numbers. It's about how they're doing it, and what it says about their resilience as a team. First off, let's talk about the hook here. "We're not surprised," said Mauricio Dubin. That quote? It's gold. Because it's not just a player brushing off a winning streak, it's a mindset. It's the Braves saying, "Yeah, we hit some bumps, but this is baseball. This is our baseball." And that confidence? It's not arrogance. It's earned. They've won 14 of their last 19 games since the break, and their .605 winning percentage has them breathing down the Dodgers' necks. But here's what's really interesting. This isn't just about talent. It's about adjustment. Take Austin Riley, for example. Personally, I think his story is the most underrated part of this turnaround. Yeah, he's not smashing 30 homers like he used to, but here's the thing, he's evolving. His RBI double against the Marlins had a 109.5 miles per hour exit velocity. That's not just a lucky swing. That's a guy who's recalibrated his approach. What many people don't realize is that Riley's struggle earlier in the season wasn't about talent, it was about mindset. He was feeling for the ball, getting defensive. Now, he's back to his swing, and that's huge. It's not just about hitting harder, it's about hitting smarter. And that's a detail I find fascinating. It's the mental game that's making the difference here. Now, let's talk about Bryce Elder. In my opinion, he's the unsung hero of this streak. His resurgence is the story no one's talking enough about. Before the break, he was fatigued, his ERA was sky high, and honestly, it looked like he'd lost it. But since then? A 1.50 ERA over 4 starts. That's not just a bounce back, that's a transformation. What this really suggests is that the Braves coaching staff and Elder himself identified the issue, fatigue, command, whatever it was, and fixed it. If you take a step back and think about it, that's the mark of a championship-caliber team. They don't just ride out the highs and lows, they adapt. And then there's Baldwin. Honestly, his impact is the kind of thing that gets overlooked in these narratives. He came back from injury hitting .079, and let's be real, that's brutal. But since the break? He's hitting .338 with a .98 for OPS. That's not just a hot streak, that's a guy who's found his rhythm again. What makes this really interesting is that Baldwin's turnaround isn't just about his bat, it's about his presence behind the plate. Catchers are the backbone of a team, and having him back in form? That's a game changer. It's like the Braves finally have all their pieces in place. But here's the bigger question. Can they keep this up? Personally, I think they can, but it's not going to be easy. The playoffs are a different beast, and while their current form is impressive, October baseball is about consistency under pressure. One thing that immediately stands out is their ability to adjust mid-season, which is rare. Most teams either peak early or late, but the Braves? They found a way to recalibrate on the fly. That's not just coaching, that's culture. And that's what makes this team so compelling. So, here's my closing thought. The Braves' turnaround isn't just about winning games, it's about winning the right way. It's about resilience, adaptability, and a refusal to stay down. From my perspective, that's what makes this story so much more than just a winning streak. It's a blueprint for how to navigate a long, grueling season. And if they keep this up? Well, let's just say the rest of the league should be very, very worried.